Hey Tom, hey everyone.
Something.
So I've noticed I have this tendency if I just listen to a teaching and then do that I get a little disconnected from my real felt reality and start having like following some ideas about what it is. So what I'm trying to do is kind of go to the fundamentals and dropping like the words and like I've just been asking myself like why am I meditating? Why am I even interested in this in the first place? Really trying to answer it honestly and not give like a cliche. And the answer I've been getting to after like many layers of like why right now is that I I want something good, something like really truly good that's real. And it seems like everything in life is like a tease, like not really ultimately the real deal. And so there's like a deep tiredness of getting like bait and switched by everything. And so then I'm here and I'm saying, okay, I want something real. I want something really good. And I know the teaching says that's the self, but I'm not using that right now. So uh, yeah, like I'm trying to connect this authentically to arrive at self-inquiry.
Yeah,
Um,
this
and
is
I think
brilliant.
I could ask like, why do I believe there is anything good? And then there's like a bit of just like arrival when I say that.
Well, when you there's a bit of a what?
Like it's almost there's like a little there's a beginning of the sense of like arrival, but when I say why do I believe there's something good that I can find? Because that's but I'm trying to is that self-inquiry, that last step?
But it could be. This whole thing is wonderful. To go back to the basics, the fundamentals, the essentials of the teaching, it is a great antidote to the mind, which tends to complicate things and pick up beliefs along the way. And once you get caught up in the mind, you may not realize it, but it leads to frustration, confusion. When that happens, it's good to throw everything away and start again.
Yeah.
And if you say, what am I actually looking for? You say, well, I'm looking for something. And your answer was, I'm looking for something good, something true. And then it's also, I'm fed up of this temptress, this person who's toying with me, flirting with me, teasing me, Maya,
Yeah.
bait and switch, you know, the ultimate catfish.
Yes, exactly.
You know, oh, this looks good. Oh, yeah, this is Maya. Maya makes you interested in her and makes you uninterested in him, in that which you are. By the way, I'm very happy if you want to reverse those personal pronouns. We can, I often talk about Maya as a woman, Maya is a feminine word, but we can talk about Satan, the devil, if we want to. We can say he is doing this trickery to you. I know it's quite sexist language to talk about teasing and Maya, but The purpose is not, the purpose of the teaching is to illustrate something. It's not necessary to be always politically correct. Yes, Maya will tease you. She'll make you think that she's very attractive and that she's worthy of your desire and a worthy thing to pursue. And she'll make you think that your own self, your own being, is worthless, boring, and has no value. Maybe she'll even make you not even realize that there is such a thing as a self. The remedies Bhagwan's teachings. He points this out. He points out that everything in Maya is transient, will come and go, and will lead to suffering. And it's not you. These three. Everything is transient, leads to suffering, and it's not you. Has anyone heard of those three before? It's actually they're the three characteristics or three marks of existence according to the Buddha. Everything that arises is anicca, which means transient, not permanent. Is dukkha, means will hurt you, cause suffering. And is anatta, which anatman in Sanskrit, anatta in Pali, means not you. And what you are is the self. What you are is good and true. Nothing in Maya is good or true. Why do you seek that which is good and true? Is because you have a deep intuition already that this is possible. This is the way it should be. And the way things are is something wrong with the way things are. Something's not quite right. If you are outward
That's
facing, please interrupt me, please. Something continue.
I was gonna say that that part I think is where I'm stuck because we just said I could believe it, and then I've lost this contact with my own reality that I'm trying to follow. So um, I guess I don't I can't figure out from kind of going blind and really just doing it the real way. Like why do I want something good?
Is because you know it is possible. Deep, deeply, intuitively, you know that it doesn't have to be like this. If you are outward focused, if you are what we could call a materialist, which means you believe you're a body mind and you're interested in pleasure, pursuing pleasure, security, and avoiding pain. And materialist doesn't just mean you're interested in material objects only. It means you're interested in status and ego preservation and, you know, all these other things, subtle objects. If you're materially focused and you have this intuition, you'll feel like there's something wrong with society, perhaps. You feel like, why is the world like this? This is a crazy world. It shouldn't be like this. You feel like there's something wrong with the world. You see, there's this deep intuition that this shouldn't be like this. And then you might become a social or political activist, or you might become interested in that kind of thing. Justice, social justice, world peace, whatever it is, economics, however that manifests for you. You see, because there's a deep intuition that it doesn't have to be like this. This is madness. When you go deeper within yourself, you start to realize that suffering doesn't have to be here. We know this. We have a deep intuition. If you're in contact with that part of yourself, that knows this. You know that it is possible to have that which is good and true. That because that is your nature. You just described yourself,
Yeah.
your true nature, not some of it, not the body mind. You describe your true nature. You describe you put your it's the echo of the self projecting through the mind as desire. And then the mind says, I want something that's good and true. What you actually want is yourself, but it gets
Yeah.
projected outwards as an object outside of yourself through
It's
ignorance.
interesting that when I say I want something good and true, I'm naming Ananda and Sat, but Chit is notably missing from that, right? If we say
Well,
that's
do you want
like
something? Do you want something good and true, and but not to be conscious of it? See, when you say you want something good and true, you're actually saying, I want something good, I want something true, and I want to be there
mm,
to experience it. I want to be conscious of it.
right.
I want to know it. I don't want something good and true, then I'm dead. I don't get to experience it. I want to experience that which is good and true. I want to be conscious of it. I want to know it. Chit means consciousness, it means knowingness, knowledge,
Mm,
knowingness, consciousness. This is in English, we say consciousness. Consciousness means knowledge. Chit means knowledge. Yeah.
yeah.
Chittam means the mind. The mind is the instrument of knowledge. Yeah. Chit means to do with knowledge, consciousness, knowingness, awareness. So you implied in I want that which is good, true is chit. I want to be there to experience it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the I part of I want something good and true in a way.
Exactly. It's implied.
Mm,
So you've just derived Sat, Chit, Ananda is what you're looking for.
yeah.
The thing about Bhagwan's teachings is that you can arrive at a lot of it through first principles, like this very simple, basic, fundamental exploration you're doing. But what most people never discover by themselves is the method of self-inquiry. Now, some people will, like Bhagwan Ramana himself. But most people never turn within intently enough. They'll still always stay on the level of the mind. So for most people, without Bhagwan's teachings, the verbal teachings, the mind will always be there. So
Yeah.
the contemplation that you're doing, for most people, will only take you so far. And then you have to start to see that Bhagwan already knows this, what you're saying, and then follow Bhagwan's teachings or see the truth of his teachings in the light of your contemplation.
So I think that's the last part of the question, which is that it seems to me like this should take towards what I understand self-inquiry to be. Because if I'm asking why do I want something good and true, it's because I am the self, and the self there's like a like why do I believe in that? That takes me to that intuitive connection to that bliss that
Yes.
is like silent.
Yes. Yes. You know it's possible. How do you know it's possible? Because it's what you are, and you have this deep intuition that this is what is. This is possible. This is true. This is possible. It's because you know yourself already. So you already know this. So yes, that if that question connects you to that intuition, then it will aid self-inquiry. If it becomes a philosophical question, meaning on the level of the concepts and minds, then it will take you away. If you
Right,
say,
right,
"Oh,
right.
how do I know?" and then you start going off into your thoughts, this question will take you away.
That makes sense.
It's like Maureen's the question that I asked Maureen to do. If she goes off into her mind, then it becomes a philosophical mental exercise. If she allows that question to take her to that place of silence and to experience it,
Right.
then it will aid her.
Yeah.
Same with all these questions. Who am I can aid self-inquiry, or it can become a mental thing and take us away. But to come back to the fundamentals, the basics, I want to be happy. How can I be happy? Not through objects. That's the bait and switch. That's the tease. That's Maya. Only through that which doesn't change. What doesn't change in my experience? Myself, my sense of I am, my sense of being. Do I know that's permanent or not? I don't know. But Bhagavan tells me it is. And if I go towards it, I'll discover that. Oh, I also have an intuition that this is true. It meaning, sometimes people say it resonates.
Mm.
When something resonates, it means you have a deep intuition that what is being said or what is being shared is true because you also on some level feel it. That's why we say it resonates because it's vocalizing your own inner knowing, which is the self or an echo of the self, a reflection of the self in Maya. And then we have the teachings in Who Am I or other revealed scriptures, other Shruti scriptures that Bhagavan has given to us, revealed to us. The thing about learning to be still, which is what the teaching is about, you have to go towards yourself to be still, because yourself is the only thing that is innately still. Maya is innately moving. But the only way to really learn to be still is to try to give yourself space time. You'll learn through your own experience of how to go back to yourself. There's a science to it, there's a method to it, and um, there's a part of it which is intuitive, which cannot be written down, which is not about you cannot follow the script. It's intuitive. It's both. There's a method, there's a script, and there's an intuitive component too. You have to figure this out. Bhagavan gives us the method and the script, and then inwardly we have the intuition. We have to do, not have to, but for most, both of these are necessary to follow Bhagavan's instructions, to have the practice, to have the intention to practice, and then also to let go of all these instructions and to follow your intuition. But you have to practice. Again, in Zen, they might say you have to gain the experience for yourself, get some experience yourself of this stuff. Thank you so much, everyone. My love to you all. Keep Bhagavan in your hearts. Thank you.